stay a while and listen. Have you ever broken into Area 51, and how far did you get? Howard. I went up to the famous gate on the North, Rachel, Nevada side. Here is what happened. There are several rocky outcroppings like the one in the picture below, which isn't from Area 51. The day I was there were dark grey subs with black tinted windows sitting on top of various knolls. When you go around the corner, that is 1/2 mile or so from the gate, one of these trucks will come down off the hill. Then another and another as you approach. I believe there were eventually 4 coming at us from different directions. I made a U-turn at the deadly force authorized sign to show that we weren't planning to cross the death line. My friend insisted on taking pictures of the signs that said it was a federal offense to take pictures. There are actually 10 to 12 signs at the gate, all of which give various penalties for doing various things. I took off when the closest truck was a few 100 yards away. I didn't want to see what happened if the 4 trucks caught up with us. One of the strangest things on the day I was there was the cattle. The entrance to Area 51 and the town of Rachel are in a large valley. You enter it by coming over the crest of a mountain and can see 4 miles. The picture on the bottom. The day I was there I saw more cattle than I have ever seen. When I came over the crest, easily 100,000 head, maybe 200,000. The herd stretched for dozens of miles. Many cows were lying in the middle of the highway, in a behavior I had never seen before. A few hundred head of cattle ran onto the road and blocked us as we were trying to leave Area 51. My friend joked that they were remote-controlled alien cattle. I eventually scared them away before the dark SUV got to the gate. Larry, it is much more likely the cows that blocked your way were not aliens, but part of the Area 51 security force. There is a BDA unit, Bovine Defense Auxiliaries, permanently assigned to the base. Luckily for you, they have 4 legs, and thus, were unarmed. Bob, unarmed but extensively trained in BMA, bovine martial arts. Doug, actually, they were robot cattle, robovines. Luant. John Mixon gave a very good answer to a similar question, which you will find below. But to answer your question, even people who got across the death line did not get far at all as camo dudes intercepted them and held them in custody until they were interrogated by a supervisor and then released. If you do manage to get past the camo dudes, police dogs will be released on you. Good luck outrunning the dogs. If you somehow do get past, snipers will most likely take you out. If you are enough of a threat, you would never get near the base. John Mixon. You won't even get that close. Questioner. In the early 1990s, the duty bought the mountain peaks that surround Groom Lake, Aka Area 51, meaning that now you can no longer hike to the top of them and view the base in the distance. If you try, you'll be detected by cameras, ground sensors or the roving patrols that they have around the facility and be stopped. If your answers don't meet their specifications or you are belligerent, you'll be detained and held until the local authorities can send a vehicle out to arrest you for trespassing. And that's well, before you'd get to see anything of consequence. If you actually breach the perimeter of the facility, you'll be detected, detained and held until the FBI can send someone out from Las Vegas to take you into federal custody. Since it's doubtful that they have much in the way of creature comforts wherever they detain suspects, it may be an unpleasant waiting period until they come out to retrieve you, and no, you won't get to call an attorney until after you are taken away from the facility. If you have electronics or weapons of any kind, you can also expect them to be confiscated, and they may never be returned to you. If you were to get onto the site undetected, then you'd be discovered within minutes, as they almost certainly could recognize an unknown face. They would stop you, demand your identification, and then detain you until, again, the FBI could send someone out to take you into custody. If you resist, expect that to be responded to with a great deal of force. They can actually shoot if you present enough of a threat. However, they are more likely to simply rough you up or allow a working police dog to handle you. I'll let your imagination fill in the rest of how that will go for you. Whoever told you the story was full of SH1T, I'm afraid. Groom Lake is a remote and arid part of the Nevada desert. Simply releasing someone without a vehicle would be a death sentence, as it is miles from the facility to the closest town, which is Rachel, Nevada. Either the person would die of exposure, heat stroke or thirst long before they could back to town, as few people, especially no one from the facility, would stop to give you a ride in that remote location. A Nevada highway patrol might stop if you make it back to the main highway, Nevada 375. However, they are going to want to ask you a lot of questions. At best, he would have been stopped well before he got to any gate, questioned and ordered to turn around. If he failed to comply, he would have been removed from the vehicle, handcuffed and held until the local authorities came to detain him. His vehicle would be impounded, and depending upon his answers to questions and a wide range of other factors, he might simply be cited and released. Or he might be arrested and forced to appear before a Nye County judge in the county seat of Tonopah, which is 110 miles away. It's safe to presume that the events that your friend described occurred in his imagination and nowhere else. Thomas wrote, huge story online news services about 6 months ago. Fitbit, the device that tracks your movement, showed a GPS Fitbit tracking of the whole complex. The soldiers or whoever protecting the place would wear the Fitbit monitors, I guess for health reasons, not realizing their every move was being monitored by GPS from space. It is not up anymore from what I can tell. It looked like the complex starts at the top in a building and weaves through the mountain and underneath the dried lake bed. You could even see another area about a mile from there where somebody wearing a Fitbit spelled out the word aliens over a large area, probably while on patrol. Seemed weird, like something from a spy novel. Point totally unbelievable that they missed that Fitbit intrusion. All that protection and a Fitbit opens it all up. Please like and subscribe.